We want to make a metal that's as hard as steel but can bounce like rubber. And is edible.
We can do that.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best TV sitcoms released since 2000 thus far that desperately need more recognition. Beware of spoilers ahead.
Is that how people really kiss now?
I think we've seen enough.
Number 10, Detroiters. If you're in the mood for a screwball comedy in the vein of The Office, pay attention here.
This feels a little beneath us.
Yeah, totally, but here comes somebody, let's do this!
Detroiters is about the misadventures of two friends in advertising, longing for their big break. What follows is 20 episodes of comic absurdity and antics. There's a lot to love about this overlooked gem. It's a warm paean to the great city of Detroit, bolstered by Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson's great buddy chemistry.
It's nothing! Stop dancing! You're wasting your time!
Unfortunately, it was canceled after just 2 seasons, leaving fans confused and enraged. Sure, it's not the first or last sitcom to meet such a fate, but it's certainly among the wackiest and most deserving of love.
That's a wrap! Great job, everybody!
Number 9, United States of Tera. Few television series portray mental illness as sensitively yet hilariously as this one. It follows suburban mom Tera, who becomes many different people, known as alters, when she's stressed.
Well, I raided Tara's wallet. We're fully laminated, baby.
T! This is why I love you the best out of all the alters!
Yes, Tara's dissociative identity disorder leads to classically quirky sitcom complications. And while the portrayal may not always be perfect or totally realistic, it is handled carefully, without the crude exploitation you often find in the media.
We're so very worried about our Marshall. Should we be concerned?
United States of Tera did win Emmys and a Golden Globe, but it was sadly axed after 3 seasons. If you ask us, that was premature. The dramedy has everything from heart to comic smarts, meaning you won't go wrong if you choose to spend time with Tera and her alternatively hilarious alters.
I am sick and tired of all the craziness. This is all your fault.
Number 8, Youre the Worst. Despite its title and relative lack of widespread recognition, this show is far from the worst. Following the bad romance of Jimmy and Gretchen, Youre the Worst deconstructs romantic comedy tropes while exploring mental health for a deliciously satirical take on love.
You're amazing. You're 19 types of trouble, but amazing.
Self-destructive and narcissistic, the pair don't exactly scream Cinderella and Prince Charming, so we're initially sure that their hasty hookup will go nowhere real. That ends up being the farthest thing from the truth.
You're not mad, are you?
Of course not. I'm just confused.
Towing the line between cynical and sincere, Youre the Worst knows how to deliver a dark new twist on familiar stories. It's a shame it's not talked about more.
Why is no one helping me catch this mouse?
Number 7, Superstore. Workplace comedies are a dime a dozen, but Superstore may just be as near perfect as you can get.
Don't you hate Tuesdays?
It follows employees at a Walmart-style store, Cloud9. It's filled with a lovable group of diverse characters and tackles themes like low wages and discrimination. Without ever making light of these issues, it finds a way to constantly make us laugh and cry. There's humor, joy, fear, sadness, and every emotion in between, with America Ferrera and the rest of the cast playing off each other perfectly.
Here you go. Have another frample. Wow, see how that just rolled off the tongue?
Though we got a fantastic 6 seasons and Mexican adaptation out of it, it often feels like Superstore is left in the lurch when workplace sitcoms are discussed. Plus, we're still mad about the scrapped spin-off.
What do we do now?
I mean, we have to fight this.
Number 6, Better Off Ted. Wittily satirical and satirically witty, it's a shame this critically acclaimed series was canceled before its time. Better Off Ted follows the titular Ted, who works a soul-sucking job at a dystopian megacorporation while raising his daughter as a single parent.
I would never leave you. Ever.
I know, we've discussed this. You're a great dad.
It delves into themes of complicity and resistance in extremely flawed systems. Ted's effective fourth wall breaking also conveys the difference between our outer and inner selves.
Hey, Ted, you're not seeing anyone right now, are you?
Nope. And I'm totally fine with that.
Although the series received praise for its originality, it only lasted 2 seasons due to insufficient viewership. We have to imagine it just didn't find its audience fast enough, because it still had a lot to give.
And then tonight, I will rescue a young, beautiful lady from a Tedless existence. Now, back to work.
Number 5. Don't trust the bee in Apartment 23. Don't let its insouciant title fool you. This sitcom is a barrel of laughs, propelled by smart, sharp writing. It centers on the naive June, who rooms with the titular Chloe, an adventurous free spirit with, as they put it, the morals of a pirate. Despite Chloe's scammy attempts to scare her roommate away, she and June develop an unexpected bond.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. How sad is that?
This engaging tale of personalities clashing in the big city seemingly proved too much for ABC, who canceled it roughly halfway through the second season, though the remaining episodes eventually became available.
I'm so sorry that I didn't trust you. Thank you. Apology accepted.
As a result, the sitcom has since kind of faded into obscurity, but trust us, it's more than worth a watch.
I'm sorry, James. I can't. I've got plans. I'm going bowling. Like boring people.
Number 4. Raising Hope. In this woefully underappreciated sitcom about a single parent, we follow Jimmy as he raises his daughter Hope with the help of his quirky family.
Maybe she's just a bitch.
She's not a bitch.
How do you know? She's the daughter of a serial killer.
Jimmy eventually develops a sweet romance with coworker Sabrina that's impossible not to root for. Quirky, funny, and full of engaging storylines, the gem of a show received some Emmy nominations and critical acclaim, managing to deliver a 4th season before Fox ended its run.
Come on, Jimmy. How is she supposed to ever learn to dance on her own?
Even all these years later, it still lingers in our minds. We just wish more people would wake up and finally give it the level of attention it's always deserved.
It was really beautiful.
Most of it was from one of the Father's Day cards.
Number 3. AP Bio. Does Walter White have some competition for worst teacher? After losing his Harvard position to his sworn rival, Jack Griffin becomes an AP biology teacher at a high school. Yet, instead of teaching students, biology, he teaches them the art of revenge.
I'm gonna spend the majority of my time mentally breaking my nemesis with the ultimate goal of taking his job as the head of Stanford philosophy.
Hey, he was a philosophy professor after all. AP Bio's eye-catching premise and darkly comedic antics make it a winner in our book.
Sometimes I forget that even though you're all dumber than me, there's still some value to your little brains.
Once again though, its 4-season run was not only too short, it also isn't one you hear about all that much anymore, which is a shame. Perhaps Jack should have joined Walter in another criminal enterprise?
Yeah. All right, now we're cooking.
Number 2. Crashing. If Fleabag creator Phoebe Waller-Bridge's name is on something, you know it's going to be good.
Do you really think I flirt with you too much?
Sure enough, she showed her comic chops early with Crashing, though we're betting many folks have never heard of it. Rest assured, it does not disappoint, centering on 6 young adults living as the guardians of an unoccupied hospital. If you're familiar with Waller-Bridge's work, you won't be surprised to hear this isn't your stereotypical sitcom. She knows the formula, but she also knows how to subvert it.
How does it feel to be grossly underqualified for a job you've earned solely through nepotism?
Yeah, it feels fantastic.
Though it may not reach the cringe comedy heights of Fleabag, the comedy is nevertheless replete with deliciously messy love stories and conflicts. It's different and never super squeaky clean. This may be why it's often forgotten, but it's also why it's fantastic.
We lost Colin.
Oh, he fell out of my window.
Oh. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The New Adventures of Old Christine. Its cancellation despite several award nominations and wins is practically criminal.
That's not a compliment.
The Middle. Despite a great 9-season run, it just isn't talked about enough.
4.
Are you ready to spell?
I'm ready to spell.
I can't hear you.
I'm ready to spell.
Mythic Quest. Its video game studio setting makes it stand out among all the workplace comedies.
Hey guys, great work. I mean, seriously, incredible work.
Lovesick, providing a refreshingly realistic portrayal of roommate life.
Nobody ever got what they wanted by saying, please, Angus. You gotta be cool, detached, menacing.
Happy Endings. ABC messed up its scheduling, leading to a premature end, but it's one of the best of its kind.
What is this? Like a pissing contest?
Oh, I already won that event.
Oh.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Party Down. It's not all too often underrated and prematurely canceled shows get the chance to return from the grave, but we're so glad Party Down did in 2023, despite being woefully overlooked during its original run.
Guest runs out of cheese. How are you gonna feel about that? Terrible.
It follows the struggles of a group of aspiring artists working at a catering company. Their journeys are explored with wit, satire, and physical comedy. The talented cast's great chemistry certainly doesn't hurt either.
Wow! Wow what? The dude plays basketball! That's a game for children!
The fact that the show was revived for its third and final season over a decade after being axed by Starz gives us hope that its star is definitely rising. Still, we'd say it deserves even more praise. In fact, we think it's destined to one day be regarded as one of the greats.
That if you work hard, the system pays off.
Which other hidden gem of a show has you wondering how it could have flown under the radar? Let us know in the comments.
I set my school on fire to get out of a math test.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.